My name is Steve, the Affordable Life Coach, consultation complimentary, and then ridiculously affordable sessions afterwards. Email in the description. I've been coaching now over 14 years. And when I first started coaching, one of the things I would focus on in the start of coaching session, I would tell the clients, okay, give me three goals that you'd like to accomplish and work on immediately. And they would email me the three goals, and we would get to work on those three goals. And what I noticed is a pattern of them stagnating on those goals, not being able to achieve them, really struggling. Some of the clients were successful and able to accomplish the goals, but others were not able to. And when I first started coaching, I thought, okay, they need to be pushed a little bit more. They need more discipline. They need a higher level of accountability. They need more support. And while there's a grain of truth to all of those things, it's not until I got more experience in coaching people and in my own studies and my own personal life, realizing that before you set a destination to go somewhere, let's say you're in a boat, let's say, or a car or a plane, you need to take care of any outstanding issues that are sabotaging your ability to get from point A to point B. And if you're in a boat, it would be like there's a hole in the side of the boat and it's slowly taking on water. You're not going to be thinking about, okay, what's the plan? We want to sail to some exotic island. First, you gotta patch that hole, seal it up, make sure it's repaired properly, and then start thinking about the goal or the destination where you want to go. And so many of my clients, when they come to me, they don't realize their own personal holes in their life, the areas where they're struggling, the areas where they're sabotaging their success by not addressing the deeper underlying issue that is causing them to struggle in the first place. If you are not on solid foundation, don't even start thinking about big goals or external goals or financial goals or relationship goals or success goals or starting a business or developing a new habit pattern. First, figure out what is slowing you down. What can't you stay consistent with the things that you say you want to do? And I'm talking about things that you historically have set goals, made a plan, set New Year's resolutions, and never have been able to stick with it. One of the things that we focus on in coaching, when I'm coaching clients, is it's not about quantity, it's not about success, it's not even about the end outcome. It's about consistency and commitment. And y when I'm working with the client, I say, just give me something small that we start with, and we'll build the quantity, and the results will gradually happen over time. And maybe the thing that you're struggling with is patience, because what happens is people set the goals way too high from the beginning. This was such a widespread pattern. I thought, what is going on here? When I first started asking for clients for their goals were always ridiculously overly ambitious. Now, maybe not to them and maybe not to most people. Just for example, someone would send me, okay, I don't go to the gym at all, haven't trained in years, but I want to go 4 times a week for 90 minutes. I'm like, you're not going to be able to stick to that. It's so unrealistic. And you start with something small, like even just, hey, I'm going to do 20 push ups at home 3 or 4 days a week. And then next week, we'll evaluate your progress and then we'll see where we want to go from there. but it's our desire to get immediate results and have immediate gratification that really cause us to not stay consistent. And remember, the most important thing is consistency and commitment. When you are consistent, you are going to produce results and you're going to get positive feedback. If you're dependent on immediate outcome, like, hey, I've been going to the gym, a month and I'm not seeing results, your mind is in the wrong place. It's what's driving you is the results and the outcome. Now, sure, there's a portion of motivation that is definitely inspired by the end results. But it's more important to develop the habit patterns that will transfer to other areas of your life that allow you to or enable you because you have, through repetition, built confidence that you could stay committed and keep your word to what you say you want to do and stay consistent. And so it's so important to say, you know what? It's not about the end result. It's about me sticking to my word, commitment, and consistency. Those things will get you so far. And then I would just add patience on top of that. Now, what causes people, getting back to my original analogy, the hole in the boat, taking on water? If you're not addressing in your life the significant areas where you are weak in, you are struggling in, or they just weigh you down. It's like you have a ball and chain on each ankle. You got to get those addressed first. And some examples of those that I see in coaching, a client will come to me and say, you know what, I really want to lose weight. I've tried all kinds of diets. I've hired a nutritionist. I've done X, Y, and Z. I've joined weight loss programs and I just can't seem to lose weight. And inevitably, as we progress in coaching, we find out to their chagrin that the reason they're not losing weight is not a willpower self discipline issue. It is they are not dealing with the original underlying cause, which creates the addictive food behaviors, emotional eating, for example, stress eating, anxiety eating. Some people even use eating as a way to numb out and avoid dealing with life. Some people use food as something social to enjoy, and it's not something for nutrition. And so they connect eating with socializing. And so when they go out, they they're not conscious of, hey, you know what I'm really missing is getting my social needs met, and I'm using food as the bridge in which to do that. And it doesn't need to be like that. Some people have, so before I change that, so if you are struggling with something like that, you got to figure out what is at the root cause and creating the addiction, whether that is internet addiction, phone addiction. Why am I on the phone? Ask yourself, what is going on? Oh, you know what? There's some patterns that are creating this, and this comes out through coaching. For some clients, they're just getting poor sleep. And when you get poor sleep, you're going to gravitate towards things that have a low effort, immediate reward, and are pleasurable. And it's incredible how much your consistency and commitment and success in habits just by getting better sleep. That is by far one of the goals that most of my clients are negligent about. They don't they don't realize the devastating effect poor sleep has on their mind, their body, their mood, their productivity, their energy levels, and their just overall health and mental well-being. And then they can't understand why they're not struggling. And I'll say why they're struggling with their goals and habits. You got to get good sleep. That's the hole in your boat. Patch that up. If you're a person that holds a lot, another cause, if you're a person that holds a lot of anger inside, you are like a ticking time bomb. The next time you have an emotional outburst or are emotionally dysregulated and can't handle situations in a calm, collective way, you got to ask yourself and deal with that hole in the ocean, that hole in my boat is anger. What am I so angry about? What am I so upset about? And I'll ask my clients that, and they'll say, I don't know. I don't know what's causing it. Well, we need to explore it and we need to figure out and we need to pull up that anchor because otherwise it's going to drag you. You're going to get nowhere and it's going to drag everybody else down. And it's so much easier to buy things and like, okay, I'm going to buy a new home gym, or I'm going to join, get a gym membership, or I'm going to hire a nutritionist, or I'm going to hire a personal trainer. All those things are wonderful things, but if you don't address it, what is causing you to struggle, you're not going to stay consistent and committed. And just look back at you, the goals and habits that you've had in your life and the ones that you were able to stick with and the ones that you were not able to stick with. And you'll see that there are different underlying motivations, or there are different like pathways that are opened up with the ones that you're able to be successful with and the ones that you've struggled with. And the ones that you struggle with, you're getting a deeper underlying need met that is not healthy. It's not constructive and it is going to weigh you down. And this even comes up in coaching. We talk a lot about relationships, family relationships, friend relationships, work relationships, and romantic relationships. And it's incredible to be able to work with a client and help them to discover, oh my gosh, I have reoccurring patterns in my relationships that don't work out. And I always thought it was the other person. And one of the things I tell clients that they oftentimes it's hard to hear, but it's a wake up call and it's empowering. I say, it's not external. Stop blaming the people you go out with. I have clients say to me, oh, it's so difficult to meet someone these days, and women are this, that, and the other. And they're not looking for something serious, and they're all feminists that don't want to have a healthy, stable, monogamous relationship, whatever. Or I'll hear women say there's no good guys there, all they want is sex. Or why don't these people call me back? Why do I get ghosted? Why don't I go out on second, third, fourth, fifth dates? And they'll blame the other people. And when we work through this in coaching, they recognize that they are the problem. I tell them, you are the problem, but you're also the solution. And it's like we are not taught to think that way. And if you are thinking that other people are the problem, you are not going to self correct because you're not going to reflect and grow on what caused that person to lose interest in you or not return your messages. And we just want to go through life lighter, more nimble, freer, and less addictive. We are addictive machines because we are not grounded internally, intrinsically, spiritually on solid foundation. And that was one of my biggest wake up calls is my spiritual life is so interconnected to everything else that I do. And when you see your life as a struggle, or when you're having significant challenges or relationships issues, that hole in your boat is spirit. It's a spiritual problem and a spiritual solution. And stop thinking something external can fix it. Because when you think something external will fix it, and then you don't stick to that external thing, or you don't realize that end outcome, you're not recognizing that that is secondary, and you're trying to fix something primary through something external that's superficial and not addressing the real cause. And that's why I love coaching, because clients in sessions will just have aha moments. It happened to me today with one of my clients who's really struggling in her marriage, and she's feeling down, she's feeling sad, she's feeling uninspired, unmotivated, and she can't understand why her husband doesn't treat her with respect. And so she's pretty good. She doesn't blame him too heavily. But if you are not bringing positive, confident, purposeful, self-sufficient, non-needy, um, setting boundaries, if you're not bringing that type, if you're bringing passive, weak, needy energy, how can you expect the person to respect you? They're not going to respect you. And that's the hole in her boat. And we're working on patching that up. And so it's just, we have to dig deeper to figure out why we do what we do. And especially when it comes to bad habits, toxic behavior, poor communication, challenges in relationships, that and blaming other people. Knock it off, stop it. You're the problem, you're the solution. And you'll be so much better off when you recognize what is the root cause. And then you set your life up internally on solid foundation, and stop being another thing that we work on in coaching is so many people are so addicted to the approval of other people. And I think social media has just exacerbated this, that's what drives them. It's just approval from other people. How many likes, how many compliments, who they hang out with, what status they have. It's insane, because you're always going to be a prisoner. You want to have a strong emotional, psychological, or spiritual core, that you're not dependent on those external things, because otherwise you set external goals that you're not really committed to. You can't stay consistent to with, because they're extrinsic, external, and superficial and shallow. The other thing that we do in coaching, and I just absolutely love this, is how to get clarity on what our path in life is supposed to be. So many people are just absolutely lost on what they should be doing, what direction, what career, how to handle relationships, and the list goes on and on. And it's because they're not spiritually connected to, for me, the Holy Spirit. For other people, we could say their intuition. If you're not connected to your spiritual core and getting guidance from above, you're just going to be going on what's trending in the world, or what most people do. And that's the wide path. We want to walk the narrow path. And the narrow path is going to veer away from what the rest of the masses do. We are going to encounter disapproval. But because people crave disapproval, they ignore or suppress what they really want in life, who they truly are, and will rather have conformity and approval than being authentic in alignment with what their God given destiny and path is in life. And we only tap into that when we just wean ourselves off of approval seeking, and we speak authentically, honestly, and openly with people. And it's such an attractive quality. Yeah, most people, or there might be majority of people will not like you because majority of people do not like someone that is not another sheep. It's too uncomfortable for someone that thinks different, believes different, and they feel like you're not part of their tribe. But the only way you find your tribe is by being yourself, and it takes courage, and you can't do that on your own effort. It's got to come from above. It's got to come from a higher power. And I think to what I've discovered is most people don't have an active spiritual grounded life. And so they're just tossed to and fro like a reed in the wind. And wherever the wind's blowing, that's the direction they go, or that's the direction that they fall. And it's really exciting to wake up in the morning and go, you know what? What are my areas of weakness? Where are my holes in my boat where I'm taking on water? And I look forward to patching them up and just little by little making incremental progress. If you want to see more videos and you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you want to give coaching a try, I encourage everybody to give coaching a try. It's phenomenal. And a lot of people, oh, I don't need coaching, or coaching is for people who have problems, or whatever your thinking is. It's, like I said, it's really affordable. Give it a try. My email's in the description. And your comments are greatly appreciated. If you'd like to support the channel, there's a PayPal link in the description. And share with me, what your holes in your boat are and how you can patch them up if you'd like. Until next time, thanks for watching.